We all love Pikachu, we all love Ash. It's, heartbreaking and also heartwarming that after 25 years, however long, they're retiring and going away from the anime. But we all know who the real stars were. So why don't we just celebrate the brains of Team Rocket? From the Pokemon Finger Puppet collection I find at Planet Fun here in Savannah, Georgia, and don't do any research on because I need that surprise in my life. I have a few Meowths and one Persian. Oh, messed you up, didn't I, little guy? But yeah, just taking a look at the Persian line, I suppose. Yeah, I call it the Persian line, but does anyone care about Persian? I don't think so. Here, you can just cover him up. There you go. So what's the deal with these finger puppets? Well, they're only released in Japan at Pokemon centers. They're not really blind boxed, you know what you're getting, but they do have chase variants like translucent versions and shiny versions of the Pokemon that are incredibly rare to come by. The shinies more so than translucents. And they've been going on for literally as long as Pokemon has been a franchise. The first wave of the Finger Puppets came out in 1996, same year as the games, and they've continued on to today. You could make the argument they are the longest running line of merchandise for Pokemon, as even the Tomy figures have occasionally gone through a rebranding or a hiatus. The Finger Puppets have continued to go strong, especially since they're produced by Bandai, which in all respects is a far larger company than Tomy, and thus was able to keep that steam going. But looking at my puppets here, these two came from 1997. We have a 1999 Meowth with his little ukulele there, and then a 2012 Meowth. So definitely a bit of a gap there, but not even the widest gap that we've seen in these reviews I've done. Taking a look at the first Meowth, and I know that these were coming out with the game and not the anime, but it's so weird to see a Meowth that's acting just like a cat. I think the proportions are kind of wonky on this guy. It doesn't look wrong, it's just not what I would expect, because when I think of Meowth, I'm not thinking of the species, I'm thinking of one very specific Meowth, and I don't think he would ever be cleaning himself like this. This is definitely a lot more what I'm thinking, and in fact, this comes from an episode of the anime. I think it's when they're trapped on the island with the giant Pokemon. He plays ukulele with, Ash's Pikachu, but really well sculpted, great paint. I love the tree stump and how it's a shinier paint to kind of contrast with Meowth's more dull colors, so really love this guy. He's my favorite Meowth. The 2012 Meowth is a lot more bog standard, this is just kind of a go-to pose for Meowth at this point, but definitely pretty solid. There is a little bit of paint scrubbing right here on the feet, unfortunately, but I do really like this guy. It's just a more generic look. And then Persian. It looks fine for a Persian, I guess. I'm just not big on Persian, I'm sorry. Make him blast off.